Hi, YouTube. I hope you're doing good. I'm doing okay. It's weird this camera freezes up right before I'm gonna go, and then something went wrong, it said, and just about every time it's oh well. Um I was watching Rex Bear a little bit ago here, Leak Project, talking about CERN changing the timelines. And I was thinking to myself, would there be anything in my life that I would have done differently if I could go back in time and change that? I don't know. I believe in I believe in God, and I believe he designed me to be who I am. So I'm not sure that I would change any of it, because I really think whatever it was in my life at the time, maybe I needed to see something or um experience something, God knows what. That's how I believe. But I don't know. That I mean a couple little things here and there maybe I would do differently. Who knows? I don't know. Even like worst of times, like being a kid sleeping in a ditch when I ran away on the edge of the woods, because I came out of the woods at night, um or in abandoned cars, or not abandoned cars, car lots. I did that more than once. I can't count the times actually, but yeah, used to be where the cars were left unlocked. Everybody, we even would leave our keys in the car, you know, where we live. A lot of us, at least it used to be, we could leave our house and not lock the doors, if we were going somewhere real quick. But that sort of changed about 20, 30 years ago. But yeah, things were a little bit different back a few decades ago. Maybe not in a city, but yeah, where we live. So I don't know. Would you change anything? I mean, little things here and there, but I mean, you could say, well, if you had to live without your children, then if you hadn't have had those kids, you wouldn't have had to go through some pain or whatever it was. But the so many things that you would have missed out on if you hadn't experienced that, whatever. So I don't know. Can't say. you know. I'm listening to Occult Mysterium Alchemy Codex of Judicia Part 1 from Jason from Archaics. And if you understood the underlying, yeah, lying, um, mysticism of Judicia, Judah, whatever. I think you get what I'm trying to say without offending. Which reminds me, I was listening to, in fact, I'm going to pull it up here while I'm talking to you. I'm going to read what I had written um, on a rabbi's channel. And I haven't watched him since a couple times I tried since this whole Gaza Strip thing popped off. But I don't have any hatred in my heart. It's just I just can't take it. It's like No, my mind isn't even in the same reference, and I have Jews in my family, and my brain does not go places that God tells me where it should go and where it shouldn't go, is what I'm saying. So I don't know. And how do I prove that anyway, right? But let me see if I can find what I was looking for. Now I can't seem to. Yes. Dark side, black magic and deception. The dark side of Kabbalah. That's what Rabbi Simon Jacobson had on his channel. I thought, okay, I've been waiting for the day to ask him this again, because I asked him it about 6 or 7 years ago, maybe going on 8. I am not sure. It's been quite some time, maybe at least 4 or 5. I mean, it's been quite a while I broached this subject, but it wasn't I wasn't using the grace of God to speak at the time because of my anger. I guess if I could go back and change one thing, I was thinking is my anger towards people, even if they deserved it or I felt they did. So, but I wrote on his thing, and I wrote on top of this, I will be waiting for an answer for all concerned. And I wrote, I hold you in high regard. This is not flippant or trying to berate anyone. Please explain your view. Oh, I have you view, your view. They'll get it. On the Noahide laws. I'll go change it actually. Um, Heck with it. I am sure you are well aware people hold fear regarding Jews with their thoughts, words, and actions. I would really appreciate this. Now, I am not sure if there's any plausible explanation that would override the disdain it puts in my heart, but you can try if you might. Thank you. Have a wonderful week ahead. That's all I can really say, you know. Um, I can only try to reach these people with the grace of God. If that doesn't get it, nothing's going to, because thou shalt not elevate ourselves, period. There's the Most High does that. And there's some language and verbiage in certain teachings that is anti-human, and I just can't get past that. I'm not tolerating it for anybody. I'm not going to be on this earth a whole bunch more like a lot of younger people, but I'm going to blaze a path for you younger people, and I'm not sitting still for this nonsense and abuse towards other humans one more flipping second. Some books need to be rewritten or do like they want to do with the Bible. Burn that. Burn it all. I don't care. The Word of God is written on our hearts. None of us need a book to tell us what's right and wrong. You know, not that I would burn the Bible. Not even close. I took one out of a dumpster once. It was a King James version. Had the cover ripped off it. So I took it in and good old duct tape. I made a pretty Bible out of garbage, you know. And then I think I gave it to somebody, or I'm not sure. I might have moved and left it, God knows. I had a reminder yesterday. I was watching something about how you would read, like if you went to a hotel room, there was always the Gideon Bible in there, and you'd sign your name after you got through reading it, you know? So, yeah. Few different viewpoints in there than what I hold, but all the same, it's worth a read, you know? That's like a meme I shared. This is very, very true. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, I shared it. It's true and I can't find it. No, I'll find it here. It's not really big. It's just here it is. The moment your gut says no, it's a no. You can unpack the details later. That's true because you just get a feeling. And then I thought this was interesting. A can of beverage called Liquid Death with a skull on it. Imagine not knowing how words impact the crystalline structure of water and drinking this. Liquid Death. Wow. And then I got a meme. It's a Joker in my head and the Grim Reaper. Um, I don't have two wolves inside me. I have these guys. Oh, yeah. My friend Sarah passed around a thing with an alien on it. Like she's talking, and I told her they could have used a more flattering picture of you, made her laugh. But it says, Dearest Earthlings, dark forces are doing everything possible in their power to keep humanity from awakening and ascending to 5D. You ascend, they lose power, control, and low vibrational food source. They cannot ascend, their own vibration is too low. They chose to be where they are, and they are fighting like crazy to keep you in 3D with them. Love is the door you must go through. It's the way out. This is interesting. Tomatoes are actually native to the Americans. This means there was no Italian tomato sauce until the 16th century. People will do anything, no matter how absurd, in order to avoid facing their own soul. Carl Jung said that. Let's see, there was something else. Oh, yeah. The J sound existed in Greek. Isos, Isos. Only the uneducated say God's name can't be Jesus, because the letter J wasn't invented till 500 years ago. In Greek, the name Hisos, if you have a constant after the letter I, the name has the I sound. If you have a vowel after the letter I, the name has the G sound, G-E-E. The letter O is silent. When the apostle spoke to Christ, he always heard the name Jesus for over 3,000 years. That's when the Greeks had the J's. So, anyway. Huh, here's a good one. Don't forget to thank the difficult horses that made your life hell. Without them, you wouldn't be as good of a rider as you are today. Oh, man, that is so true. Crazy, crazy horses. Anyway, yeah, this is good advice. She wrote, I choose God, life, health, prosperity. I'm not perfect, but I strive to do better every day. Be completely humble and gentle. Be patient, bearing one another in love. Ephesians 4:2. That's nice. L. Frank Baum wrote, I am convinced that the only people worthy of consideration in this world are the unusual ones, for the common folk are like leaves of a tree and live and die unnoticed. That's true. This is true. True service lies in helping people thrive without seeking ownership or gratitude, lactose. But then, too, um, knowing that there is God, that's life philosophy and lessons. That's, yeah, whatever. Yeah, God's no is not a rejection, it's a redirection. That is true. I found that out. I'm sure we all do. First, you don't succeed, try again. Something different. You know, good and evil are not equal, so repel evil deeds with good ones. That's out of the Quran. My actual Egyptian friend and his wife wasn't Egyptian, and they got together and invited me to their wedding, but I wasn't able to go because it's quite a ways. But wouldn't that have been a trip, you know? So his name's Muhammad, and her name is Yasmin, and their last name is Irishad. Oh, yeah, I have a pretty diverse group of people on my Facebook and on here. There's different ones. I mean, like from Korea, hi, Denmark. Um, Occasionally, I think Canary Island. Wherever. A lot of different states once in a while. Even somebody about 100 miles up the road, or in the next room. Yeah, he watches me once in a while. I got my pregnant kitty sitting next to me. Brought her in from, well, she would have died out there, especially getting pregnant and having her leg all busted up. So, just, they're feral strays. But I couldn't leave somebody out there to get eaten if I could help, So, anyway. Yeah, I just didn't feel like doing a video yesterday, and it's like, nah. I get sick of hearing that they twist the Virgin Mary and Mary Magdalene or Miriam the hairdresser that was the whore. They mix them all together and they don't know the difference and they don't want to hear the difference. They don't care. But, it's just like I'm listening to that Jason from Archaics. He knows the truth about everything and he just sometimes it makes us angry when we know things and people are still lying to us or not caring, flat not caring, you know. But yeah, all we can do is try and inform other people on things we find out, and they're either gonna take it in with a fresh mind instead of the stagnant crap we've all been had beaten into us for various reasons. Cheers, everybody. But besides that, we can't make anybody um, learn something. But God can, you know, and that I have faith in. I've seen too many of my prayers that I call miracles answered to say there is no God because when you get something you've asked for and it's specific, um, there's just no getting around it. Like I say, that's why there's deja vu and things like that because we hear the spirit of God within us or not. We hear something else, but it is one or the other, and they both see ahead of time. Some of us and some of you have been shown things ahead of time, visions of actual events, and that could only happen if two things. It had happened before. Well, it could be three. It had happened before. It's happening on another timeline or another world, or Satan and God see ahead of time, and our life is planned out like that for every conceivable reason to make this plane of existence go around. And that's what I believe. It's the latter part that they know ahead of time because I've seen things ahead of time and they come true. Not just like happenstance, but actual things like colors of shirts or situations that like okay, if you go somewhere and you just know in your heart there's going to be an accident or whatever. And you just know it. How do you know? Well, because that vision was put in you by your creator. That's how you know. Because he made you and planned it ahead of time. That's how you have free will with those plans. And Satan gives you the counter reaction for that. He's like, but you could do it like this, and you could be the opposition. That's a fancy thing, you see. And everybody wants to be fancy like that, don't they, nowadays? It's kind of the in thing to be as weird as you can possibly be, or just cold hearted and you don't care, you know. But it seems like one or the two, there's a lot of strangeness going on in the world. So yeah, I would change when I started getting angry when I was a little kid. If I could go back and change that, then it would have saved me a lot of grief in my life in the end, you know. But then I wouldn't be the warrior I am either. Like I say, I didn't strike people first. I mean, when I was a kid a couple times, but not really. I had like somebody put their hands on me or do something to me or do something to other people, but and I'm not proud of times I like retaliated, but but I wouldn't take those back either in all reality. I still do what I did, you know. Cuz then I really wouldn't know how terrible I feel, even for feeling that small, for having that anger, you know. So, takes a lot to get me angry, it really does. And it has for decades. I'm just saying, if I could go back and change, maybe I would, maybe I wouldn't. God knows. I know some of you seen me on here. I get mad and then I'll start crying because I just can't stand it, you know. If somebody gets me that upset. And usually it's because I've had like tons of sleepless nights. Like lately, I've had some really late nights or I get woke up or whatever. And you know, it's hard to function when you're going through weird things, but life is what it is, you know. But yeah, anyway. So, yeah. Well, that's probably about it for today. I just wanted to say hello and talk about that timeline change. Or Rex Bear was actually talking about like they feels like they split the timeline. He says like it's not come together, like it was split. Well, I see it as our creator split it. It's a separation of the wheats and the tares. We are getting ready to condense and reappear. Believe what you will. And some can't do that. So, whatever. That's their problem. And that is their problem. Can build all the computers in the world, but they could still keep going after your flesh is gone. But then what? Who cares? Think God's gonna care? Like, God can't use a computer. Anyway, yeah. I know some people out here think people that have faith in God have like small minds or something. And my depth of science, I would go up against anybody with my knowledge of science, and that is a description of God is the greatest science that you could try to conceive. You can try. Why not strive to have understanding and just that, oh, we couldn't possibly understand. Okay, I don't believe that, but some people do. So, but I don't put myself that small. I do as far as being humble, but as far as knowing, nah, I'm going to strive to know God. That's what we're instructed to do. And I do believe that is the right way to go. And who wouldn't want to know, have a understanding of who the only supreme being, who wouldn't want to know everything? If you could have that downloaded, and yes, God's capable of giving you that understanding, so don't let people with lesser thoughts put you in that frame of mind, because there's way more to it. And your knowledge isn't as shallow as people have been leading you to believe. So, all right, everybody, have a really good night or day, wherever you're at, and a wonderful week ahead. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA.